What was that, Greg? Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host Maxwell Starr. Tonight we're going to take a look at a BYOB edition of featuring beers that we enjoyed over the course of the summer. Be it they were our favorite go-to beer in the summer, they were a beer that we really liked over the course of the summer, or and of course this is also provided we can still get it. So maybe it's the summer season; they're all gone now. But without further ado, let's go to see who we've got with us. And we got a small panel tonight, so it's just me, Mr. Lee, and Greg. And we'll start off with
Don't be talking about my small panel.
Small P, anyway. All right, so hi, Lee.
All your erotic fantasies can be fulfilled.
I thought I accidentally did that on my phone. I was like, what am I watching?
Is this certain Giallo or Giallo? What do you call them? Films on
Giallo film?
Giallo.
Well, if you're watching Giallos to get your erotic fantasies fulfilled, you might have some mental problems, Nick, because they're usually full of more murder than they are tits. So
on the other hand,
a lot of murder, genital mutilation that was in that movie we watched on the weekend. But
oh god.
So this besides the point. What are you doing tonight? And what'd you bring?
How am I doing?
I'm a human being. God damn it!
Okay, so I brought two things. These have been kind of like the primary beers I've been drinking all summer, just because the summer has been the hottest on fucking record in the world. Like the world temperature is up, and so I haven't felt like drinking fancy shit or anything like that. It's just been like, what can kind of hydrate me? What's cold? What tastes okay? So
Coors Light.
No, I am not that desperate. I have been drinking Crack Canoe and James Ready 5.5. So two Moosehead products. So good # good friend Lee when it comes to Scott and his fine company.
Nice. And Scott couldn't show up tonight.
I mean, he's running Moosehead. What do you expect him to do? He can't be here every day.
It's true, actually. He's running their computers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Lee. Let's go over to the Gregster.
Hi, Nick. How are you today?
I'm doing all right.
Now, are we doing one? Are we supposed to do one beer, or are we just showcasing all the summer beers? I brought a few beers, but I figure we choose one.
It fucking matters anymore because we do a BYOB and people bring multiple beers all the time. So,
all right. Well, I'm gonna bring multiple beer. I did bring multiple beers, and I don't know. So, for those of you who don't know, and I don't know how much of an audience we have who's watching right now. I believe in 2 days. No, 1 day. Tomorrow, we're celebrating the birthday of Miss Lee Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I would kind of combine today's show. And so I actually have my go-to summer beers, and they're all boring because you've seen them all. I've reviewed them all before. Nothing exciting there. But what I did, I actually contacted the breweries. It took great painstaking effort and expense. And I said, can you make special birthday Lee Hardy editions of your beers?
Wow.
And they did it. Every single one of them did it. So I've got the choices tonight. I've got a Lee whistle.
Jesus.
All right. My next choice is I'm actually having to write them down because I forgot the names. and I have descriptions too, but I think this is enough for now. Then of course I've got a can of Juicy Hardy Ass.
Oh, I do. I can confirm.
Then I've got a. This is a Spark Lee Puff.
Wow, nice.
In honor of her pride, her prideness,
and she has a sparkly personality as well,
especially in the summer. Finally, no, I've got two more. I've got a Bone Hardy. That one actually comes complete with proper glassware as well.
That's more descriptive of the reaction she gets from men.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's all part of the same umbrella of celebration. And
she also creates the lady boners as well.
It's also a celebration that I sometimes have too much time on my hands. And finally, we have a Lee's Puss Wants to Fight.
Can also confirm.
Jesus.
So, I don't know if you gentlemen have a preference as to which one of these fine vintages you'd like me. All special made by the breweries at considerable expense.
Mm.
Definitely not just printed on a
Maybe
color on a
not
shitty
drink
printer.
5 different and review 5 different
No,
beers there, dude.
No,
One or
I'm
two.
I'm not going to drink water. Well, which one should I drink then? Yeah, no, I'm not drinking all 5 of them.
Well,
Let's go with this one since I have
Yeah.
proper glassware for it.
yeah, there you go.
Sure.
That works.
Why not? Oh, Nick didn't see it the first time.
I didn't see the glass.
That's beautiful.
I was trying to solicit Scott to come on the channel.
All right. So anyways, happy birthday tomorrow, Lee, and hopefully this makes the beer slightly less boring when I review Bone Shaker for like the 18th time.
Mm.
Fun story. I actually bought some bone shakers to drink this weekend. Anyway, provided the power stays on. All right. So, thank you, Greg. Let's go over to moi, and I'm first of all, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. What did I bring for beer tonight? The beer that I brought, and I was actually kind of thinking like, oh, what's my favorite go-to? Like, what if I drank the most of this summer? And I was thinking that, hi, Scott, that Scott was probably going to show up and bring a lime chilada from Moosehead. And I'm like, well, shit, I can't drink that one this week. So I had to go through my mind. I'm like, oh, fuck, what beers did I gravitate to this week? So I actually looked at the liquor store. I'm like, oh, the ones that were really notable are gone. So I actually managed to find a can of a beer that seemed to be my go-to beer every time I went for a Wednesday night bike ride before BA101. It was always on tap over at Foghorn Brewery. And I got it whenever I saw it. However, it's a seasonal and it's now gone. I mean, I could have got a growler fill on it, but I didn't really want to spend $20 that they want now for that. But I found a can of Cobra Chicken Cold IPA.
Ooh, there you go.
That 6% ABV that was hiding in a liquor store on the north end of St. John. So maybe not as fresh as a draft pour that I'm used to. And I don't know. I'm willing to bet this is probably like 4 months old at this point, but whatever. All right. Since Scott just showed up, I'm going to switch over to him and say, hi, Scott.
Yo, how's it going?
Yo. It's going.
Right on.
Right.
Are we talking about the beers we brought?
Yep. What'd you bring? Nothing I don't already know.
Well, I haven't heard Greg's or Lee's, but I know for 100% of a fact, the summer drink this year is the Moosehead Chilada. Right?
Oh.
From Moosehead. The summer drink. I mean, you couldn't have summer, 2023 summer, without a Moosehead Chilada. It surpassed any sales expectations. It's hotter than the summer sun, the 6 days we saw it this summer. It is the thing that happened this summer.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's what I'm drinking.
Yeah, I'm nervous because they should have never discontinued their Moosehead line. But
because they never should have discontinued their Moosehead line, which is available in Europe in select places.
But let's not disparage Moosehead in any way.
I didn't disparage them.
There was a bit of disparaging.
Nope. I said they shouldn't have. Didn't say it was bad. Say it was.
You're disagreeing with an executive decision.
It's definitely a disparaging thought that they shouldn't have discontinued.
No, what he's really saying is we don't deserve Moosehead lime, but the Europeans do.
Wow, shots fired.
All right, so I guess I'm going to put myself back up on screen. Why is it dark?
No, you've always been on screen. It's just you've been in a smaller role. Now you're in a larger role on screen.
Yeah.
Still.
You've been embiggened.
Yes, embiggened.
Biggins, Leroy Jenkins.
You got huge
tracts of land.
No.
All right, so let's anybody want to read the comments while we're having this little tiny
We have
lull?
comments?
Yeah, we
I
got a
can,
couple.
We amazingly
I can
do.
read. I can read the three
All right,
comments.
Greg.
I got them right in my face. Just our good friend Justin Tinker says this weekend's hurricane ? I'm replacing the carburetor on the generator tonight just for you.
I should
Nice.
test my,
Very,
I should
very.
test my generator.
So I think he's doing that just for Lee.
I think,
And then
yeah.
Western Canadian reviewer says woohoo, and if I wasn't cooking dinner, I'd be winning this. I don't know, Dan. I mean, I definitely don't have the certificate saying that Lady Lee is better than you.
I did resend that. I resent that.
Oh, that's true, but I'll have to print another one. But I still feel even Manly might be better than you tonight. So if you don't believe, if you want to take that, if you want to take that challenge, then come on up.
Mm-hmm. He's afraid to step up. He knows he can't compete right now.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
That's why he's hiding in the kitchen and making dinner for his family.
He's so tired out because he had to work till like 10 o'clock or some bullshit. He's like, fuck you. Try graveyard, bitch.
Wow. Are you telling him to try death?
That's
graveyard shift. Try graveyard shift.
Yes.
Then you'll look like a skeleton like this.
Yeah.
I like that.
Did you show the proper glassware there?
Yeah, I got proper. I'll show it when I do the review. I'll show all my beers again since Scott missed it. Yes, it's I'm doing a Lee Hardy birthday celebration.
Oh right, I forgot. I'm sorry.
That's right.
This Moosehead product is such a refreshing breath of fresh air, just like Lee Hardy.
Yay! Well
Happy
played,
birthday,
good sir.
All right, so
birthday.
let's put it back out, and I'll go around the circle again and say, Lee, the beers you brought. What's your history with them?
Okay, so the Crack Canoe, my history of that is I reviewed it when it first came out, like years ago, in the little skinny, looked like energy drink cans, where the old design scheme used to be black with like the lime green or neon green like mousse on it and everything. Like it was very sleek looking, and so this rebrand of it, whatever that was.
Some asshole's calling me.
Well, here's what you do. You just answer the phone, and where'd the sound clip go? Never mind. I guess I. Oh no, here it is.
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my god!
There you go.
Opportunity missed.
Yeah, I fucked that one up. So yeah, Moosehead Crack Canoe. Used to buy it a little bit here and there back when it first came out, but like I said, started buying it a lot this summer just because it's like, hey, both I've wanted to drink like lighter beers and stuff. It's like getting older, so it's like you start drinking a little too much beer some weeks, and it's like you start to notice it. And hey, let's keep it lighter. Let's knock it down. 3.5%. That's pretty good. That's pretty light. So yeah, that's kind of my history of that. It's been a constant in the constant summer rotation this summer. And as for the JR 5.5, only started really buying that when it appeared on our shelves a couple months ago in the NSLC. So before then, I had been buying the JR 4.0, and
really,
yeah, and because again, like I was looking for light stuff, but at the same time, I wanted something that was like kind of a little bit higher in alcohol, kind of like maybe narrowing into that kind of Moosehead premium dry kind of territory, So I think that kind of fits the bill right here. And also, I don't necessarily want the like the 6.0 or like the Busch 6.0 or the fucking JR 6.0 or whatever like that. So it was just a nice little step up from the Moosehead and the JR Light. So that's my reasoning behind it, anyway.
Nice. All right. Let's go to Greggy. Hey, Greg.
All right. Well, as I mentioned, Scott didn't hear me at the beginning. So as I mentioned, Scott, I actually went to the breweries and I got these very specific beers made for Lee. It cost considerable expense. It was a lot more than the beer than just writing people's names on it. This took considerable expense. So
not as expensive as a Corvette. Almost.
No, we'll call it half a Corvette. But anyways, maybe a Camaro money. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
Anyways, I'll go through my history with all these very quickly. I don't want to pad your show too much, but of course the Bone Hardy, and that is and of course I'm just going to talk about my history about the base beers because this is a brand new beer straight from Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually my first real IPA I ever had back in probably 2012 or 2013, back when IPAs were very difficult to get at the LCBO. And basically, even with these, they came out in 6-packs and bottles, and they would announce sometime in the afternoon, hey, we got a fresh batch of Bone Shaker. And you drove to the brewery. And if you didn't drive there by, say, about 9 o'clock, they were all sold out within a few hours. So different world we live in. History with that. So that's definitely old school history. History of this. This is a Lee whistle. I have to remember my names. This is a Lee whistle. And this beer I actually tried for the very first time when my wife took me on a brewery tour, probably 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And I always like this. I think it's Canada's premium Pilsner. Some people would disagree, but that's okay. We're allowed to have different opinions. And so I always sorry?
Is there a Lee Whistle Premium or Gold or whatever?
Not anymore. There used to be the unfiltered Lee Whistle, but now so what Steam Whistle did, maybe you guys aren't quite as aware if you're outside of the Toronto area. They tried to branch out, made all these different beers, and most of them sucked. They had the Von Bugle, which is not bad, but they had the Steam Whistle Shanty, they had a Pale Ale, They had a bunch of them. And after like 2 years, and they tried that bullshit with like the seal, the freshness seal.
Oh my
God. Seals? Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, nobody fucking liked that. So what actually ended up happening, from what I understand, because I think actually the 3 guys who started it, I think they sort of retired. It was being run by somebody else, although I still think they had a financial stake in the company. And I think what happened is that the new guys were doing such a shit job running it, they actually brought back one of the original 3, 1 or 2 of them, I'm not sure. And then they kind of got it back on track to basically saying like, we're going to continue just making one beer. And like, yeah, and the quality of the beer was really hurting for a while. And now it's basically back to where it should be, in my opinion. So again, this is one of my favorites when I just want a beer. It's not too heavy. You can have a couple by the pool. Don't feel sick. Admittedly, Bone Shaker, not necessarily the best pool beer, but it's there's summer evenings too when you maybe want to get a little bit more fucked up, and 1 or 2 Bone Shakers will do that. Plus, Amsterdam has really good sales, so you can get them for like $2.25 a can or something if you buy a case. If you buy a case of 50, so nice. It's a pretty good deal. This one, admittedly, is not the greatest summer beer. This Sparkle Hardy, and no, sorry, this is a Sparkly Puff. Yeah, I forget the names. Sparkly Puff. So this one, admittedly, not the greatest summer beer, but I do buy a bunch of them in the summer because, again, summer evenings, you want to just maybe have one IPA for the night, make it a good one. And this one I've had all since the beginning, ever since Drunk Brokeroo complained that it had sparkles in it and was all upset over it. And you know what? I don't think I've had a single can this year that has had any of the snow globe effect, but apparently other people have, because I think other people in this chat have said, yeah, they're still getting snow globe, but who cares? Tastes the same.
You know Drunk Poker reminds me of? Reminds me of that fucking asshole recently who trended all over the internet complaining about pronouns in Starfield. Fucking pronouns!
Jesus.
I don't think I've heard of that guy, but I'm old and I don't pay attention to the internet anymore.
Good idea.
Of course, we got a juicy hardy ass. What they should have a little caption under here saying, "I got it from my mother." Those of you that know. Anyways, so this one is actually something I drink a lot in the summer, but not in can form. This is something that's available at most of the bars we go to. including the dive bars that I took some of us at the Mississauga Piss Up. And yeah, so it's, because of that, it's in fact, the bar is actually, despite being a complete dive bar, they have 3 IPAs on tap, which I'm blown away by because most of their clientele are like Coors Light, Molson Canadian drinkers. But hey, I guess they make their money.
Do you have another big can of that? You have 2 big cans of that?
I only have 1 big can. I'm sorry, Scott.
Oh, she's got some cans.
Sorry. Sometimes you just got to limit it to one can. Otherwise, you get a little. Oh, we could always count on Nick to just take it a little too far, but that's okay.
Yeah,
We'll rate
Nick
it.
takes
We'll
it
rate
too
it
far.
back.
We were being respectful, Nick. You had to fucking
I was looking for
Yeah.
another can.
creep.
Yeah, why
I
don't
was looking for another
you
can.
respect the juicy hearty ass, Nick? There's nothing wrong with a nice hearty donkey that's really good at doing stuff.
Okay.
Donkey show.
Anyway, so I've had this one for the last few years, and this
Jelly.
is almost always my go-to at the bars and restaurants we frequent that have it. And of course, if I were single one, probably my favorite summer beer. Not the best pool beer, but I just love it so much. I drink way too much of it. The Lee's Puss Wants to Fight. And to me, this is like, I should be drinking more Canuck over this because Canuck is lighter. It's better to drink more of. But I'd rather just drink 2 or 3 of these than 6 Canucks and be happy that way. Because I just fucking love this. This is probably my favorite beer currently available. And oh no, Manly left us. Well, I must have offended him with my beer choice. That's okay. So,
No,
anyways,
he's not the kind of guy to chew the fat.
no, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. Never mind. We won't go there.
Yeah.
But oh no, it's the wrong side. There we go. Like between my favorite IPAs, it's got to be between these 2 guys or girls, and they're very different IPAs. This one's, it's not a hazy, of course, but it's very juicy, flavorful. This one is beat you over the fucking head with a pine needle. Both good. This one makes a better summer beer, and probably my favorite, the beer I've drank the most over the summer. So, cheers to that. Right now, I'm drinking a Hardy Shaker. I can't remember the name.
Greg, you should check your private chat from me.
Oh, good. I hope there's nudes.
Jesus. So, you done, Greg?
Ooh. I'm done. Thank you, Nick, for entertaining me for this long period. I'm trying to pad your show out a bit.
Yep. Thanks. All right. So now it's time for Scott to tell about his history with full Chilada. And I think you already kind of said a lot of it, so you might as well keep going.
Well, so this is a relatively new beer for the summer. The Big Summer Session from Moosehead. It's a takeoff of a Chelada, but not the tomato Chelada, because the tomato Chelada was really difficult to taste, really difficult to swallow from Bud Light. We kill Bud Light in the Chelada range around here and in Canada. Super huge popularity. It is a mix of the classic Moose lime, but with a bunch of salt added. They did some tweaking of the recipe later on, and I think they took a little bit of salt out of it. But the first few batches were super salty, and so it was quite difficult. But as they got the tweaking down right, it's they've taken back the salt factor of this. Drink a lot of it. It's in a lot of the store, and I can see it probably going right into fall. It's a clean, refreshing brew. I think it's only 4.5%. No, 4%. My bad. But it's made off of the Moose Light brand with the lime and the salt. Yeah, and I've been drinking it pretty much all summer. Every time I go out and get 2 for a beer, I pick up 12 Cheladas and 12 something else. So 12 Cheladas and 12.
Nice.
Like this time around, I got 12 Cheladas and 12 Moose Dries.
Nice.
Before I got 12 Cheladas and Moose Light, and it was too similar in taste, so I said, all right, 12 Cheladas and 12 Moose Greens, Alpines. I even picked up a James Reddy in there But I
There you
always
go.
picked up. I always
There you go.
picked up a moose gelato. So that was my big summer selection. Although summer really hasn't come here in this part of the country. Excellent. No, you got to show that. You got to show the chat the thing before you post it.
I was gonna show everyone, but it turns out the university has just sent me a new certificate. So they've actually decided to actually update it. Interesting enough. So instead of Lady Lee, it now literally anyone is better than Dan.
Wow.
Great. Another one.
Harsh but fair.
So this is gonna be the new certificate up here, and you know what? We'll put that up here. But you know what? Listen, I say to Dan, don't let this stand. You come on here, mister, and you defend yourself. You let your family starve for half an hour.
He said defend his worldwide heavyweight title.
I mean, at the very
You
least,
put in wrestling terms, he might show up.
I mean, at the very least, he eats like an adult, so you know it's fine.
Wow.
True. Cooks his own food and chews his own fat.
Listen, we all
right.
eat like adults. Everybody here eats like adults. Everybody here.
All right. My turn to talk about my history with this beer. I think I described my history with this. This is a new beer. I think I really should have checked on tap to see if maybe they've made this in previous years. But this is the first year I'm aware they've made Cobra Chicken Cold IPA, because it's like cold IPAs are kind of like a new. Every once in a while, they come up with a new idea for some way to make a beer differently. I guess you want to say, like with IPAs, it's like hazies or nano or what was that, brewed IPAs a few years ago? Remember those? I don't even
Yeah,
think you can get a brewed IPA anywhere anymore. But like cold IPA is like brewed, but brewed with
cold.
more like
apparently.
yeah.
no shit. No, it's
They should put mountains on that can.
it's like brewed at cold temperatures, right?
Right.
And it's brewed with like a yeast that'll react better at cold temperatures. So it
And
ends up
brewed in the
having
Rocky
like
Mountains.
cold like the Rocky Mountains. It's more like one of those things that comes off having like a cleaner finish and a lighter body.
I don't like cleaners.
Almost lager,
I don't
but
want
it's
cleaners.
nail yeast.
I don't want
Shut
cleaners
up.
in my.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
And then he doesn't talk for the next 5 seconds. He tells me to shut up and then doesn't talk. It's okay. All right, go ahead.
My
Go ahead.
bell
Tell me
should
about
tell
your
you to shut up.
cold drink.
Nick is a terrible
Well,
dictator.
I'm just trying to talk, and everybody listens.
Will you guys
to
shut
everybody
up?
else,
Nick's
but
trying to talk.
I make him three microsecond pause in my conversation, and somebody has to chirp up. Anyway, so yeah, my history with this beer is that I think first noticed it came out this year, but it's been one where I bought it in cans a number of times, but I've also, anytime I've gone back to the brewery, it almost seemed like it kept getting better each time they brewed it. Like it must have brewed more than one batch over the course of the summer, because this thing's been kind of popular. And I know they call this a summer seasonal, but I don't get why they has to be a summer seasonal. Because why wouldn't this be good in winter? You know, I digress. So let's continue on. I don't really think that we have a lot of comments.
We got some,
but
very few.
Lee found some, so I'll give you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's Dan. One of them's Dan responding to me anyway, so I should just read it. He says 1:30 a.m. halfway through your graveyard. No, that's not halfway through my graveyard.
That's just
sir.
beginning.
Yeah, I'm off at either like 6 or 8 in the morning, so you can go fuck yourself.
See, 6. I've worked overnight before. 6 not so bad. 8 kind of sucks, because at that point you're like, it's getting light. Do I want to wake up? Do I want to fucking go to bed? I don't know what I want to do.
Because usually I sit around a couple hours, like trying to wind down after getting off work, and it's like if it's 8 o'clock and you're trying to wind down and get off fucking work, you've just slept the rest of your day. You've had like a carry sleep and ruined your entire day. So
I've done the graveyard shifts at McDonald's, and you know you're sweeping up the lot when people are coming in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they're all chipper, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Luckily, I don't have to deal with customers. That's the best thing about it.
I was doing shift work for a company in town, doing like alarm monitoring till 8 in the morning. I remember going to bed at like 8:30 or 9, thinking, It's bright and sunny out. It looks like a freaking gorgeous, beautiful day out there, but I'm completely knackered. I'm going to bed and I'm waking up not long before sunset.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, during like wintertime, it's like sometimes I don't see the sun like for a few days straight. So, and Dan goes on to say, missed opportunity for Greg to bring Canadian too.
You know what? I contacted Molson, but they weren't cool enough to put Lady Lee's head on their can, and probably for the best, anyways.
Molson's pretty lame, and Lee doesn't want to ruin her brand by being associated with them fuckers. We got
another Bud Light situation or a Budweiser situation.
It is a shame though I didn't contact Scott. We maybe could have put Lady Lee's face on a moose.
Oh, there's Dan.
I have a story.
Oh,
Dan's here to defend.
Can we play like WWE music of here comes the challenger?
Well,
Macho Man Randy Savage.
I heard a rumor that everybody is better than me.
No.
It's not a rumor. It's not a rumor.
It's true. It's damn true.
No, Dan, we have no idea what you're talking about. It's fine. Don't be mad, bro.
Unfortunately, I heard a juicy rumor that everyone is better than me.
So what's this one? Juicy
This one
rumor, it's called from
Sheepdog Brewing.
Sheepdog.
First of all, Sheepdog, I thought dog. Lee likes her dogs. Unfortunately, I don't have pictures of Lady Lee, but dogs. She loves her dogs. So Sheepdog Brewing, juicy rumor. I heard a juicy rumor that Greg is a pansy and tries to stir shit with everybody else except for himself.
I mean, I feel I selectively stir shit. Like, only one person at a time.
Rubbish.
He stirs shit, but he's a great big fucking spoon.
And then you're making me so mad that I'm having to go berserker red.
Now, how does
really, Dan, though, are these like beers you really enjoyed over the course of the summer that you bought like multiple times? And
if I could have afforded it, yes. Have I thought about buying them multiple times while I was in the beer store? Yes.
Okay, well, technically speaking, if you had these before and you have full cans of them now, they are ones you bought more than once.
Well, I remember having a sample of this. Does it count?
Sure.
No, kick him out of here. Kick him out of here like I asked for Guy to be kicked out that one time.
Well, hold on. If Dan brought a 0 ABV beer, kick him out of here.
Yeah.
That's true. It's true.
Hold on. Let me just. There we go.
Okay, get out of
Come on, Molly, show us your whisker biscuit.
Oh, there's the whisker biscuit.
All right,
Yeah,
so let's stick with that Sheepdog juicy rumor there, Dan. All right, so you might as well tell us your history on this thing.
So Sheepdog has been around for a little bit, and they actually have shown up in the Alberta market. And
they're an Ontario beer, aren't they?
Wow.
Yeah. Are they Ontario, or is Sheepdog Ontario? It is Ontario, isn't it?
I think so. Because when I was in Markham, Ontario,
they're in Canmore, Alberta. Thank you very much for coming out. We got some lovely parting gifts for you.
No. Because when I was in Mississauga, they had some Sheepdog in the fridge there. And I'm like, oh.
Really?
Yes, they did.
Really?
Yes, they did.
Well, Alberta beers are starting to creep into Ontario. I am now losing more and more cred. Never mind. But no, I actually had this one a couple of times over the summer. I've actually enjoyed it sitting on my patio. It's one of the lighter NEPAs out there, but it's still a nice, delicious NEPA. And it's not 0 ABV, so Albino, you lose. It's actually 6.5.
Wow.
So.
You can get the farm workers drunk. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. But if I can afford getting a flat of it, I probably would. But aside from that, I mean, I've always had the Berserker all the time, but unfortunately, I couldn't find the Berserker. But I found their its distant cousin Berserker Red. So
Berserker. My love for you is like a rock berserker.
I just want to point out that
Would you like to?
at least two-fifths of the beers on here are Moosehead products.
That's right.
True.
I proudly have no Moosehead products.
This is
Because you drank them all because they're so good.
This is literally a battle between Ontario and New Brunswick beers at this
No,
point.
It is.
no, Alberta.
It is.
Alberta's there.
No, because I don't count. I just showed up just to drink beer with you guys, apparently. So, and also eat food that I actually made myself.
Why do you have an Ontario beer, Dan?
Oh,
Right?
shots fired.
Dan, you have an
What's that?
Ontario beer on. You have an Ontario beer.
No, that's actually Canmore, Alberta. That one.
Oh, is it? Okay. Shit, I didn't. All right, so let's. Okay, so in Greg's in the chat saying Jamie brought me a beer from them before he was dead to me.
No. Well, it's a good thing he lived long enough to do that.
Oh,
Let's
for
talk about
Rouge.
Rouge River. I feel you missed some comments, or maybe you didn't say them. I don't know.
Well, yeah, no. El Blino Reno had a bunch. Like, anyone want to start a chat? And then when we were talking about work, Susan is what it is. He said, I worked the night shift in high school. I loved it. I loved everything in high school.
Jesus.
I hope Dan brought a low ABV Saison because those are the only good Saisons, by the way.
Of course.
That's how you make them.
Oh.
Then he says, Markham to go Rouge River Brie. What?
Brew.
Okay. Brew. And then Jamie bought me a beer from them before he did the video.
There you go. All right. So that said, let's just keep this thing going, and I'm gonna put Lee up on screen. Tell us about your crack canoe and James ready there, Lee.
Okay, so Crack Canoe is not the most tasty beer ever. Like it does not have a lot of flavor. It's it's an ultra light beer basically. It does what it's exactly supposed to do. Drink a bunch of them, stay fairly hydrated, get a bit of a buzz. It's got a little bit of a flavor to it, but it's mostly kind of soda water and malt kind of idea. Like really no finish at all. It just kind of you drink it and it's gone. But that's exactly what you want, especially in like the hottest fucking summer we've had. And it does wonders in that regard. You can just have a ton of them. You can get kind of buzzed over an afternoon or whatever if you're day drinking on a nice summer day or whatever. Or if you just need really good maintenance beers, it's a good one for that too. The in-between beer that you have with the really great beers that you're drinking that night. So it works perfectly in that regard. I'd say style-wise, it's a light beer. I've had some that have had more flavor to them, but it does everything else you kind of want from a light beer. It kind of fits the style perfectly. So I'd give it a solid 9 as a light beer. My personal preference, I'd say 7. I buy it all the time. That's kind of where it's at. As far as the James Ready 5.5, it is, hey, do you want something kind of like Moosehead Premium Dry that you remember? Dry ice or whatever, or not dry ice, but dry, premium dry. And it's kind of filling that replacement. It's like a little stronger than the regular strength beers that you're going to have. It's got a little bit more malt flavor. It doesn't taste like ass. It's not like malt liquor or anything like that. It's not an ice beer or anything like that, so it's not skirting those lines.
It's still a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, 5.5 is not that heavy. It's just a little bit more. So it's like, it can also be a really effective maintenance beer. And it's like, I was drinking all these other light beers. Like I was having the Moosehead Crack Canoe. I was having the James Ready 4.0. And then I just, I'd have this just to supplement once in a while. Just boost the alcohol up just a little teeny bit. Just, get me to where I want to be, where I'm feeling good. And that's kind of what this beer does.
Instead of a James Ready 6, instead of, getting smashed on a James Ready 6, You buy 3 or 4 James Ready 5.5s, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, can't complain. Like both the Moosehead Crack Canoe and the James Ready products, they all come in 15 packs, which is great. I prefer the 15 packs. I feel like they're fairly still inexpensive as 15 packs, so it's more bang for your buck. And the product's good. So James Ready 5.5. I did review this on my channel. I gave it a 8 for style because I think it fits as like a good macro lager that's got slightly more alcohol and it's got a little bit of flavor going on. So it's like noticeably, yes, I'm actually drinking beer. It's not just some watery bullshit. And for my personal preference, I gave it a 7.5, I believe. I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So both excellent products from Moosehead, and they'll do the trick.
What was that for style, or Lee? It was
style for James Ready 8.
8. It was 7.5 overall.
Yeah.
So couple notes on that. The James Ready brand, it's made with different hops and stuff. A little bit cheaper, and it is, the market is a value brand beer, but it's not a malt liquor, or it's not like cheaply made. It's just different stuff coming in, so they can price it a little bit better. And you still have the 15 cases, the 15 cans or whatever, right? It's really in the market. It's really doing quite well in the local market. When I say local market, Atlantic Canada. And you'll be nice to know that they just launched the James Ready T-shirts. You can pick it up at moosehead.ca.
All right.
Ooh,
Nice.
he's certainly making up for the disparaging comments earlier.
Didn't I see some James Ready shirts in the brewery? Like he there too, eh?
Yeah, they'll print a few and then send them out to the small batch for display. You can buy them off the shelf, but
Nice.
you can buy them on moosehead.ca. And they're not a bad shirt. I think it's just a black tee with the James Ready logo, just standard.
I mean, it's a great logo. It's one of my favorite beer can logos. It's just
and it's just like, I think it's that in a circle on the chest. Right?
Nice.
Yeah, it's not a bad T-shirt at all.
Cool.
There's a
Probably
few
kind of
T-shirts I
cool
wouldn't say
that,
I like
that lion rampant kind of thing going on, right?
Rampant lion.
Yeah, well, in heraldry, that's lion rampant, where it's kind of like on its hind legs doing the thing.
No, I was just giving a shout out to Rampant Lion beer reviews.
Oh, it's a good point. I forgot all about that.
Good guy. Fuck the beer hooligan. He's a piece of shit.
Nice. All right, so that's Lee taken care of. Let's go to Gorg.
You want me taken care of, Nick? All right. Well, I drank my Bone Hardy, and now I'm on my Lee's Puss Wants to Fight. I think I got those names right. Okay. I'm going to say I love both these IPAs, but on this show, I review the specific can that's in front of me. Both these cans, disappointing. I'll tell you why.
What?
This one purchased directly from the brewery. Bottled on 6/27/2023. So a little bit old for an IPA. Again, not undrinkable by any means, but it's especially straight from the brewery. I'd expect a little more.
That's 3 months, yeah.
This one, and again, I didn't check the bottling date, so blame me, canning date. But this one, 6/13/23. So
I find it ironic that you're the Greg's beer reviews who doesn't check the fucking canning dates.
And you know what? It's funny because I actually know when I'm buying a new IPA, I normally do. This has so much turnover at the LCBO. I don't know how the hell these they must have shipped these like from Amsterdam, just been like fucking sell them because like they have so much goddamn like they go through like a case or two of this every week at the local LCBO. I don't know how it's possible they have stuff still from June sitting there. Like it's, and anyway, so I was surprised. Anyway, so both these beers, I'll tell you, have the same problem. A little bit of age, I don't find it so much that the hops have faded because these two beers are both plenty bitter. I find the kind of middle, the kind of the almost like a kind of malt backbone that kind of balances the hops. That seems to be what suffers the most to me, anyway. Maybe that's just my thing because this beer normally has a nice, for lack of a better word, nice middle. I don't know if it's malt, don't know if it's hops, whatever, but it's kind of missing that. Kind of actually starts to taste a lot more like just an old school West Coast IPA where it's just kind of bitter and hoppy and a little bit more thing. Don't get me wrong, still very good beer, but I'm being nitpicky because this isn't as good as it normally should be. And this one just becomes a fucking pine bomb, which I don't mind, but even for me, if you don't like pine, you will not like this beer aged 3 months. Oh my goodness. Which is strange. I would normally expect the hops to fade, and I know you're all thinking I'm crazy, but to me they don't seem that they have, or maybe that's just my particularly weird palate. I don't know.
You're thinking you're crazy.
Well, I don't see you saying it, Nick.
Don't have to.
Well, then you're just thinking it. You prove my point. Jesus, Nick, you're just mad I didn't get you one of these cool glasses. Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
Fun fact, I put a bigger piece of tape on it earlier and it ripped part of the skeleton off. I was kind of sad, but I've had this glass. This is my very first tulip beer glass, and it used to be a full-on skeleton, but as you can see, it's starting to really go. It's not really, it doesn't even have a bite. It doesn't even have a bike anymore. Although you can mostly see the logo on this side. It's not too bad, but
shaker.
Anyways, I mean, these are both beers I'd probably rate high 9s or even 10s on a particular generous day. These particular cans, and again, I'm being nitpicky. I still really like them, so I'm going to give them each. I'm going to give them each an 8.5 because they're still solid, but they're not the over 9s that they normally would be easily for me. And it is what it is, as a certain Rhino friend would say. Reno friend. I don't want Nick to get sued.
Yeah. He also says, "Give me that pine" in the chat.
Look at that pussy.
Oh,
give me that pussy.
She's actually kind of hairy now. We got to get that pussy shaved. Hi, Nick.
So that's 8. Hi, Greg. That was 8.5 for overall.
I'm giving them both. Both overall. Did you want to rate them on style? I would.
I don't really think it fucking matters when we're doing BYOBs.
No, I don't think so either. No, I'm happy with an 8.5. I'm still both good beers, even 3 months down the road. I would say, if you can only get them 3 months down because you live in Alberta or something, still good beers, but you're not getting quite the full-on quality beer experience you'd want.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Let's go over to the Scottster, the Fuzzster, the man and the moose,
the summer moose. So I've enjoyed this beer this summer pretty well. Like I said, it had to grow on me. The first batch wasn't that great. As for style, I don't know. I have not seen another chelada that is a salt-based, like a lime and salt-based beer. I've drank the Bud Light abomination that they call chelada. They're terrible, of course. So I don't really know what to put it under, whether it's a summer. I don't know if I want to classify it as a summer refresher, a summer session, or if I want to classify it as like a chelada.
Let's call it a fruit beer.
Fruit beer. Okay, so if I'm going to go with a fruit beer, I'm probably going to rate it 7.5 for style. For personal enjoyment, it started as a 6, but it probably is up to an 8.
8?
Yeah. It depends, like a fruit beer versus a summer session. I'd probably rank it a little bit different. If it was summer session, I'd probably, it would be up there with a moose lime and probably, a 7.5 or an 8.5 for style.
I feel like you really changed your tone on that beer because I remember at the start of the season when you first had it,
you
were like, don't like it. Now I'm pretty sure you drank more than I have, and I've had probably 2 cases worth at this point. So
no, I've had more than 2 cases.
So
There we go.
it's amazing how where your paycheck come from can often influence your opinion.
Well, I get this beer for free, so
Yeah, for cost.
I've had to
benefit
pay for
analysis-
mine, Scott.
For cost benefit analysis, oh, it's a 10 for sure. It's 10 to the talent to the talent.
Listen, I've never changed my stance on Molson Canadian. However, when my wife worked for Molson for a year, I was much more lenient towards their products that came to me for free. So,
Right.
you go.
So now, now I'm going to use this channel for my own personal benefit, and if you enjoy beer and you live in the St. John area, and you're a network administrator, I might have a job for you at Moosehead.
oh, it's almost like there's somebody here that could use that job, Scott.
Yeah.
Greg, I don't think you have the credentials.
No, I don't. All I would do is download a bunch of porn on your servers, but there's somebody else here that might have the credentials.
I think he's talking about me, but you'd never hire me anyway.
I was talking about Dan, actually, Nick. Don't be a narcissist.
Yeah, come on now.
We got to get Dan out of Alberta sometime.
That's right.
I'm already working on that on my own. Thanks, though.
Well,
We're just trying to help you. It's the underground IT railroad.
Jesus.
Does it
All right.
come with barrels of beer too?
No. We stuff you in server cases and ship you across country.
Ooh,
All right.
is there
I just
cooling
think
packs at least?
I just think we need Nick's photography skills so Dan can start his only Dan's account.
Jesus. All right. Okay, so Dan's got to defend his heavyweight title here and prove that he's actually the better Dan.
All right. So what we got here is a failure to communicate. Sorry, no. Anyways,
Because you can't do a good wrestling voice. I get it. A failure to communicate because you can't do a good wrestling.
I can do a good wrestling voice. I just
Really?
don't want to do other people's wrestling voices. That's all. That's all it is. I mean, come on now, Scott. I think if I really wanted to attack you, I'd wait till you put on your stripes, then I hit you with a chair.
And then I disqualify you.
And I'd be so happy about the disqualification that I would throw you through a table.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Oh.
I can see it happening too.
But that being said, I did have this a couple of times, as I said earlier. This one, I've had a lot of people come to me and say, hey, you should try Shoot Dog. Okay. So over the summer, I've tried it. And I've tried a bunch of NEPAs, IPAs, and all the other crap. And this is actually one of those ones that it's actually up there in style and deliciousness and whatever else. It actually is a really good beer that you can sit back on a deck and just relax and go, oh, well, I heard a juicy rumor that Scott really knows how to be a ref. Or I heard a juicy rumor that Greg doesn't really shave his head. He nares it. So, I mean, there's
I have tried to nair, but not my head, on other parts of my body, and it didn't work very well.
Nair did it go well?
Yeah.
No, it did not. Also, nair is probably the most disgusting smelling stuff you've ever smelled in your life.
Even if
You don't want to put Nair down there.
No. Luckily, I did not put it anywhere near my penis.
It didn't put it anywhere near your penis?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, fucking Nick is such a ne'er-do-well.
He's making my dad jokes look good.
Nor there.
But anyways,
Here nor there, nice.
I wanted to do something else. I wanted to do a white can, but I wasn't allowed to from the establishment brewing company because it's not. You can still get it. They sell out quickly. I wanted to do my tail gunner that I was drinking throughout the summer, but it was an older beer and it was discontinued. This one still is around and it'll be around for a bit. So honestly, the flavor for this is actually it's decent. It works. It works for me. So the style, you know what? It has a little bit of juiciness. It does have a little bit of bitterness. It is cloudy, not hazy crazy, but it is a NEPA. It's not a natural IPA. Well, I guess people will argue that. Anyways, that being said, for the style, you know what? It's a 7.5 for enjoyability. I've had it a few times. I enjoy it on a hot deck. I said deck, Greg.
Oh, come on, Dan.
And I'm going to have
This
to.
is why other people are better than you, because other people would have just taken the deck joke.
Yeah, well, you know what? I had to stop you at a head there. Okay.
You really shafted me there, Dan.
Stop it! You're making me flaccid. Anyways, for my first
come on, we got a stiff time limit here.
Yeah, why do you make this so hard?
Yeah, well, you don't make it so hard, Dan. Got a stiff time limit here.
Oh, Jesus. Anyways, my enjoyability, unlike all these bad jokes, is 8. Now, if you excuse me, I am going to go and have a smoke, lie down, and dream about other things than you.
Because everyone is better than Dan. Everyone's better than Dan.
You get your stinking ass out of here.
Okay, so who's next? Hey, it's me, isn't it? Oh, I get to talk about my beer finally, which means that
Nick.
I can finally. Hi, Greg. I can finally drink the last little bit of this beer and move on to something else. Which I do have 2 more cans of Foghorn sitting next to me, which are also ones that I kind of tend to gravitate towards whenever I go visit their brewery. Just a little bit of a plug for them.
I like that they have clocks on the can.
That was good timing, actually. All right, so what I think about this, kind of almost like borderline between if there's a pick, you can pick a flavor between pink grapefruit and white grapefruit. Maybe white grapefruit without being a little less piney. Maybe pink grapefruit without tasting so like fruity, like rose fruity kind of thing. Yeah, so it's got that kind of grapefruit fruity resin, but the resin, that astringency you get from the resin is muted and rounded off by the amount of sweetness and in this beer, as well as it's soft. Like the texture of this beer is really quite soft and refreshing as well. It has this. It almost comes across as having like, I wouldn't call it like as cloyingly sweet as cotton candy, but it's reminiscent of cotton candy in a way. Not being like a Fax 10 cotton candy, but like a good like juicy kind of like fruity beer, skewing towards like the flavorings for cotton candy. Now, the finish on this thing is pretty clean, with a lingering resin down the back of the throat. The only thing that I've got against this thing right now is the fact that it's 3 months old, from what I can tell, because this came out in June of this year. The hops have kind of faded off a little bit, and I can tell. And it's very present in this one here, where you're starting to get that little bit of stale hop taste to it. I would say give this another month or two, and it probably wouldn't be all that great drink. But thankfully, they've released it as a summer seasonal. Most of them has disappeared on the shelves, so I feel like it's still tasty. But I can see this one here, like if I had like put a bunch of cans of this in the fridge and I took like 6 months to drink them. Hi, Greg. That they wouldn't be so good in a few months' time. Other than that, I like it. I'm going to give it 8 for style and 8 for overall enjoyment. So
there you go.
I do find this a very tasty beer.
And now a word from our sponsor.
When you say taco, say 59 cents. That's all it takes. Taco Bell. Hard to believe, but you know darn well it tastes so good. Lettuce and cheese. Wake up your mouth with that seasoned ground beef. Run for the water.
Maybe I should have Taco Bell.
Oh wow, that was some 59 cents for Taco Bell.
That wasn't yesterday.
That's 59 cents
prices.
Yeah,
back in the 90s.
Oh, like $1.89
because it was like 49 cents or something like that before. It was like cheaper.
Yeah,
wasn't it like 49 cents and it was like 59 or 69 cents if you wanted a Taco Supreme?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they raised the prices a bit and there was an outrage. It's like, I can't get my taco for less than half a buck. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I can't get 2 tacos for $1.
Do you remember
White people taco night?
work at Taco Bell, but nobody wants to work at Taco Bell. Why people taco
Oh, guess
Why
who's in the chat?
people taco? I like that song.
Guess who's in the chat?
Oh, look.
The soon-to-be birthday girl.
So
Yeah,
we should
who-
read some comments early while you're up.
Yeah,
there.
okay. So, Elbelino Reno, let's see here, says, okay, we read that. Give me that pine. Paul, P.A. Bruno's in there, saying, what's next week's beer? So we'll get to that. Then we got Basement saying, hey, Paul, cheers, buddies.
Hey,
What's
Paul.
up, bros?
Then we got Lady Lee Hardy, the soon-to-be birthday girl, saying, hi.
I've never heard of her. Who is she?
She's on your can.
I've
Some
heard
shit.
she's a lovely young woman. Basement says
Oh.
hi. Basement, I guess, waves at Le. And then Lee Hardy says, I'm about to drive home, so I can't respond for a bit, but I'm listening.
Whoa.
And then she says, Jim.
She can't see what Greg's the special editions that Greg's drinking.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I posted
she saw
pictures
them.
in the chat that she saw, but she'll have to watch the episode if she wants to see the intro, or maybe she did. I don't know.
Did.
But
The Hardy Shaker and the Lee's.
well,
Puss
right
Nut
now we got a Bone Hardy in front of me,
Fight.
and
that
then
was
we got a Lee's Puss Wants to Fight. That's my favorite one. Just because it's right at the brink of being vulgar, but it's
So
not. 'Cause
before-
it's not.
Before we get into next week's beer, what would everybody like to drink?
Yeah, let's circle back around and
I
Lee's
wouldn't
up on
mind a
screen.
Jack Daniels right now, to be honest.
So, of all the beers here you heard tonight, there, Lee, which one would you have rather have had?
I think I would have tried yours, Nick. Sounded pretty good. Sounded like a decent
All right.
IPA. I don't like New England IPAs. So fuck whatever crap Dan's drinking. I've had the lime chelada and it's fine. I like it, but and then I've had Bone Shaker and then those other ones that Greg talks about. They don't sound appealing to me at all. So,
But have you had the Lee editions?
I have had the Lee edition of Bone Shaker.
To be honest, I would have done the
It's
red
a good
just to
addition.
appease you, but Nick told me to do the blonde. So
Yeah, so Nick kind of screwed you in that.
Yeah.
He double crossed you, cost you the match.
That dirty.
God damn it! At least I know who to trust and who not to trust.
Ooh,
Nobody-
cost you the match. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Lee. Let's go to the Gregster. And hi, Greg. Which would you rather have had tonight?
Can I vote for my own beers?
No,
Because I like the Lee edition beers. They're extra tasty.
we all do, but no.
Anyways, well, more than anything, I would like to see the movie Godzilla versus King Kong reenacted with Nick versus Dan. So I vote for Dan.
There you go.
Jesus.
Which is Dan though? Is he Godzilla or King Kong?
Dad body. I'm gonna have to be King Kong. Sorry.
Yeah. Nick seems like he'd spew more toxic gas out of him.
True story. 100%.
Anyway,
I
all
just
right,
grab girls
so,
and try not to crush them.
Scott, of all the beers you heard here tonight, which one would you rather have had?
Well, I'm gonna go with Lee's JR 5.5.
Ah,
There you go.
okay.
Everything else sounds not Moosehead.
All right, and let's go to Dan. And Dan, of all the beers you heard here tonight, which one would you have rather have had?
God, I want to vote for Lee, but at the same point in time, he backstabbed me. He smoked me with a chair. He turned around, threw me on some tacks, and then he decided to stomp on me when I was down like a fucking bitch he is.
Rubbish.
Didn't the Hulkster and Macho Man Randy Savage eventually get along?
For a while.
Actually.
For a while.
They were the
good Hulkster was looking at my girl. Yeah.
they were the mega powers.
Yeah.
But then
So
the mega powers exploded.
That's right. They were too strong for each other.
So I'm gonna have to go.
You had to have a Slim Jim, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go and say Scott, I've never had yours, and you know what? I wouldn't mind trying it because it does sound interesting, even though it's a Moosehead product. I'll
There's nothing wrong with that.
But at the same
Yeah,
point, that
yeah,
there
Dan,
isn't
you
anything wrong with it. It is actually a really good summer beer. I'm gonna be honest, it's good. I would have loved to try it. Yeah. So yeah, Scott, you've got it. So I'm going in the ref's favor today.
Wow.
As you should.
All right, so Dan picks Scott's beer. So that means that the only person who doesn't have a vote on their beer, and me being the fifth vote, is Greg. Like Greg's beer. Nobody's voted for Greg's beer yet. Everybody else has got a vote so far. So the logical choice you'd think would be to vote by a 5-way tie for Amsterdam Bone Shaker or something like that, or Lee Shaker or whatever it was. But I've got 2 cans of Bone Shaker in the fridge, so I'm going to vote for Lee's Dean's 35.5. That means Lee is the winner.
Better than Dan.
There you go. Lee is better than Dan with a lager.
Lee-
A budget lager.
Literally
All I got to
anyone's better.
say to you, Dan, is cream of the crop. Yeah.
Excuse me, ref, can you reverse the decision, please?
But yeah, like when it came to Lee's beer, what's interesting about it is like I don't think I've actually bought a case of James Ready 5.5, or at least if I have had it before, it's been years. Probably one of the early days of me doing beer reviews. So I'm thinking, like, I keep thinking I'd like to pick up a case of that at some point.
Well,
I don't want to get it.
I'll send you a case.
In that case,
Nah,
oh,
This Lee whistle is from August 1st. That's more acceptable of a canning day. Considering I bought it like a month ago too.
No, that one's awful. That's more like Lee's sister. Fuck that shit.
Well, you know what? At least you get a little of that hearty taste one way or another.
yeah,
true
like
story.
going
Oh,
back
gosh.
to what Jamie just said, James Ready 5.5 great fishing beer. It's like James Ready 5.5, the one we can't get here, Scott.
No, we can get it here. Yeah, we can get it here. They can get all of that here.
Oh, you can get them all now.
I was gonna say Scott's the expert hitting on somebody's system.
I thought it was just 6 and 4.
No, yes, before it was just 6 and 4. Now we have that at 5.
Yeah, we just got. I mean, we just got the 5.5 a couple months ago too, Nick. So
yeah. So it's just the reason why we're getting the 5.5 is because of the growing market of the value branded beers.
Okay.
So,
Apparently, you go to the NB Liquor website. It's only available in Salisbury at the liquidation store, like where they sell the big fucking like cases.
well, road trip,
Yeah.
bitch.
yeah.
Road trip for James Ready 5.
Although, by the
5.5.
way, it's funny. I saw just come off our line was a 36 pack of Moosehead. And I'm like,
Wow.
36 pack?
Jesus.
We can't sell 36 packs. No, but they
Yeah,
can in
yeah.
Quebec.
Mm.
Oh, those
So
wonderful.
we
There you go.
make the Quebec ones.
So, in other words, you're going to Campbellton at some point to hop the border.
Stop the border and get a no.
You're
Why?
gonna
Why?
Run for the
Go to
border.
Charlotte-
What I'm hearing
Go to
here
Charlotte
is
and get a case of Moosehead at Coors Light prices.
No. I'll be paying. I'll be paying
you'd be getting it free
price.
anyway.
Twice the price.
That's kind of whatever. Started to make a joke and it didn't go nowhere. Anyway,
That's
That's
what your
my
joke,
Greg,
so
I
right?
get that. I thought there's a hole in the joke, and that's the fact that he gets his beer for free anyway. So why the
Not
fuck
free.
bother?
Not free. I have to pay.
You have to pay the taxes.
I have to pay the
You have to
normal
pay the
price.
tax.
Although, Greg, I might be coming up sooner rather than later.
Oh, sweet! I will happily host you, and I hope Nick comes with you because I would love to have Nick over.
You just want me to come at the same time.
No, I want you to swim in my semen-filled pool before we close it.
Gross.
Don't worry, there's
You want me
lady
to
juices.
Go to
There's
a
lady
sushi
juices in
restaurant
there.
too on some gristle.
Well, there's lady juice. Oh, fuck off. I was gonna say there's lady juices in there too. It's just you'll have to separate the semen from the lady juices.
Part the seas.
Yeah, basically.
Part the Red Seas.
I'm not red.
All right.
Clear water.
No, there's no
Okay.
red seas. There's no red
So-
seas in there, Nick. That
He
I'm aware of.
chlorinates his pool, Nick.
Oh, gross. I know that the next week's beer, the question's been asked, but I haven't even thought of what is next week's beer because we've been so
Don't
lean
you
on
have that?
who we're getting
Well, weren't you talking about Good Robot, Nick? That is that something we
the
can?
Dembot. I can get Dembot. I don't know if you guys can. I know Dan said he can't
I
anymore.
think we can. I think I looked it up. I think we can. Whether North Bay, but then again, well, we don't know about Lee. Lady Lee probably can't make it, and we don't know about the other
Yeah.
person from North Bay. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I can. I think I looked it up. I'll just do a quick look up.
Yeah,
Now.
check your LCBO, see if you can get that. The main thing is I don't know if Lee can get it, but I mean by the time Lee's available, it might not be around anymore.
Well, yeah, I
know
was
that
gonna.
we just got the Thembot from Good Robot.
Yeah, I can get the Thembot very
Oh, wait.
easily. It's at my local LCBO, so like 2 minutes away. So I don't even have to travel far, Nick. And maybe Ashley
still-
Sexton can join us. I do remember Ashley Sexton. He was a
His
good
kids'
guy.
baseball season's season's got to be over by now.
Yeah, but now he's just going to find another excuse not to hang out with us.
Yeah, I just feel he's a hashtag bad friend like Jamie.
Nah, but I see Jamie more often.
That's true. I haven't seen Jamie in forever. I wish Jamie would come visit me.
I
Jamie,
haven't seen
come to my pool.
I haven't seen Ashley Sexton in almost a year.
Oh, I can get Zembot.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Well, why don't we do that one and play it by ear? I'm pretty sure I can go get another can at the liquor store.
Dan, can you get that all the way in Alberta?
At this point in time, it doesn't look like I can.
You know how
I will
Alberta
not
is about
believe-
the gays.
Jesus.
Jeez.
All right.
Time to go.
They're absolutely amazing. We are actually just had our Pride Parade here. We actually had Cold Garden do their Pride beer. We just had all the other. Now, granted, it's not Northern Alberta. That's a different story. Anyways,
I was about to tell you, Dan, the fucking Stampede is not the Pride Parade.
it is when you stop
wow.
on enough people
It's
and
like
you get
the
them
Polar
into
opposite
different
of the
colors.
Pride Parade.
I mean,
It's
it
like a
could
Pride
be.
Parade, but with
said
rednecks.
Listen. I got to defend Dan here. There's one thing we know about Alberta, and they love their big, thick, juicy beef. And
That's true.
Oh,
And we don't understand why Nick's not here to support it.
the only thing it's not in chains and hand. I was going to say chains and handcuffs, but it's cattle instead. That's the Stampede.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
You know,
Wow.
I worry.
We got a pile of comments, so we got to read them first.
Yeah, I'll get through them real quick
all right.
here.
Yo, boy.
All right, so we got Lee saying I vote Greg beers because they're about me.
Yeah.
I said your
Oh.
vote is bought and paid for, you hussy. And then
Wait,
she said,
yeah.
then she said Lee won for the Lees, and I said you can't leech off my victory. Leech off my victory.
Leech.
Basement says James Reddy 5.5 great fishing beer. Agreed. Although I don't fish, but fine. I eat fish, and it goes great with eating fish. She said I just did lawnmower beer. Nick book a plane ride to Alberta.
Alberta.
The problem
Wow.
with Nick is he'd just be too much of a sexy prime cut of beef for Alberta.
Yeah.
They would totally take advantage of him.
That's great. That's great quad. Hey,
That would have happened the last time I was there if that were the case. Actually, you know what? I did get laid last time I went to Alberta.
Jamie just won with
There
the
you go.
comment of the night here saying Pride Parade, all different colors of trucks. Yep. Sadly, yes.
With the dangling balls at the end of it.
Sadly.
Mhm. Truck nuts.
Sadly.
sadly, we have to go.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
should. We've really run out our welcome here. I think.
We've run out of
Alberta
runway.
12.
All right.
Wow, everyone went fucking silent. over that.
Stimulating young girls beyond any reasonable control.
Oh, look at Scott. He's
Oh,
feeling that.
we have a penis in the chat.
There you go.
All right. Thanks everybody for looking at Scott's penis. Thank you for commenting. We'll chat with you guys later. Cheers, Paul. If you want on Discord, just send us a message.
Hey, Scott's been naked. Scott's been naked in my house.